Hi everybody, and welcome to the channel. And here are my predictions for the round 2 of the championship. Here are my championship predictions for this weekend. We start with Coventry City versus Middlesbrough. Well, Coventry were unlucky last weekend to lose to Leicester. I think this season it looks like Coventry are going to surprise a few teams, I think, the way they were playing against Leicester last weekend. Yes, they're going to surprise a few teams. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Coventry don't finish in the playoff places at the end of the season. And of course, Middlesbrough, they lost to Millwall. And of course, this is only the second match of the season anyway. It's too early to start predicting where teams are going to finish. But I did predict that Middlesbrough would be one of the teams to finish in the playoff places. I'm still going to stick with that. Anyway, my prediction for Coventry City versus Middlesbrough. I'm going to go for Coventry. I'm going to go for Coventry to win. Coventry 2, Middlesbrough 1. 2-1 to Coventry. Birmingham City versus Leeds United. Well, Birmingham City got a reasonable draw last weekend against Swansea. And of course Leeds, who were another of everybody's fancy teams to go right back up again, could only draw with Cardiff. Leeds almost lost their first match of the season, but they came back to draw. But it's like I said in my video last week, the championship, it's never easy in the championship. Everybody can beat everybody. This one, I'm going to go for this one. I don't know. I think I'm going to go for a draw. Birmingham City 1, Leeds United 1. Cardiff City versus Queen's Park Rangers. Well, of course, like I said, Cardiff got a good point against Leeds last weekend, and Queen's Park Rangers, they didn't fare too well against Watford. They lost 4-0 to Watford. Of course, it's early in the season. It's only the second match. You know, there's a long way to go yet. Anyway, in this one, I'm going to go for Cardiff to win. Cardiff 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Huddersfield Town versus Leicester City. Well, Huddersfield Town lost last weekend to newly promoted Plymouth. I think Huddersfield are going to be another team who are going to struggle this season. I think they'll struggle this season with Huddersfield. They'll probably just have enough to escape relegation, but you know what the championship's like. They could so easily have a poor season and end up being relegated. And of course Leicester City, who are everybody's favourites to win the championship and go right up. But like I said, it's a long, hard season, the championship. Anything can happen. This one, I'm going to go for Huddersfield 0, Leicester 2. Leicester to win 2-0. Hull City versus Sheffield Wednesday. Well, Hull lost last weekend. And of course, Sheffield United, they lost last Friday to Southampton. It's like I said, it's early in the season. This is only the second match of the season, but Hull City are another team who I think will probably struggle this season, along with Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday are one of my predictions for them to go right back down again. Anyway, I'm going to go for Hull. Hull 1. Sheffield Wednesday 1. I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1. Ipswich Town versus Stoke City. Well, Ipswich got a great result last weekend against Sunderland. They beat Sunderland. That was one of my predictions I got wrong. I predicted that Sunderland would beat Ipswich Town, but didn't happen. I think Ipswich are going to surprise a few teams this season in the Championship. They're another team that I've predicted to go right back down again, but we shall see as the season progresses. See where Ipswich Ham come towards the end of the year, in December, towards Christmas, see where they am. But like I said, I think I'm going to surprise a few teams. And of course, Stoke, well, they got a good result against Rotherham last weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if these two are not in the earliest part of the season, if they're not up in the top 6. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think that eventually they'll probably fade away. I can't see both Ipswich and Stoke being in the playoff places at the end of the season, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, but I can't see it happening. I'm still going to go for Ipswich to be relegated, but like I said, I think they might surprise a few teams this season. Anyway, this one I'm going to go for Ipswich 2, Stoke 2. Millwall versus Bristol City. Well, Millwall got a great result against Middlesbrough last weekend. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Millwall don't end up finishing in the playoff places. I wouldn't be surprised again like they did last season. But of course they threw it all away towards the end of the season. Last season they just missed out. But I think they'll probably be thereabouts. Bristol City. They'll probably finish mid-table. I can't see them finishing in the playoff places. But what it's like. All the teams have surprised everybody, and some teams have come out of nowhere to finish in the playoff places. Anyway, I'm going to go for Millwall to win. Millwall 1, Bristol City 0. Preston North End versus Sunderland. Preston are another team that I predicted would struggle. I still say they will. I still say they'll finish at near the relegation places at the end of the season. But like I keep saying, it's a long season. Anything can happen. And Sunderland, even though they lost to Ipswich last weekend, will Sunderland finish in the playoff places again like they did last season? I don't think so. I can't see them finishing in the playoff places this season, but Championship, you never know. Anyway, I'm going to go for this one, Preston versus Sunderland. I'm going to go for Preston 1, Sunderland 3. I'm going to go for a Sunderland win, 3-1. Rotherham United versus Blackburn Rovers. Well, Rotherham lost to Stoke last weekend, and Blackburn beat my lot, West Bromwich Albion. Again, I predicted that Rotherham would struggle this season, and I think they will. As for Blackburn, you never know what you're going to get with Blackburn. Like they said, they beat Albion last weekend. Where will they finish this season? That I wouldn't be surprised if they don't finish in the playoff places. Anyway, this one I'm going to go for Rotherham 0, Blackburn 2. Blackburn to win 2-0. Southampton versus Norwich City. Southampton, of course, won last Friday, and Norwich also won. I think they played Hull. Yes, they played Hull last weekend, and Norwich, and they won at the last. Got a last-minute winner. Southampton are another team that everybody's favourites to go. Norwich. I don't know about Norwich. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not the early part of the season. They'll probably be in the top 6, but come the end of the season, they'll probably fade away. You never know what you're going to get with Norwich. Anyway, this one I'm going to go for Southampton 2, Norwich 1. Southampton to win 2-1. Watford versus Plymouth Argyle. Well, both these teams had good results last weekend. Watford beating Queen's Park Rangers 4-0, and Plymouth beat Huddersfield 3-1. And like I keep saying, it's early. It's only the second match of the season, and there's a long way to go yet. Watford are another team that I can't really see Watford finishing the playoff places this season. They'll probably fade away towards the end of the season, but you never know. Plymouth are another team that I've predicted would return, get relegated, but you never know. They like Ipswich, they could surprise a few teams this season. Anyway, I'm going to go for Watford. Watford 3, Plymouth 1. And the last one, Albion versus Swansea. Of course, Albion lost last weekend to Blackburn Rovers, and Swansea could only draw against Birmingham. I think Albion are going to have a similar start as to they had last season when they were in the early part of the season, where they were in the bottom half of the Championship, which led to Steve Bruce being sacked. I wouldn't be surprised if we start like that again. Swansea, everybody's saying that Swansea might mount a challenge in the playoff places, but I don't see it. Swansea, another team, will probably have a good early part of the season, then towards the end they'll probably fade away. Anyway, this one Albion, the way we're playing at the moment, I think Albion will lose this one. I'm going to go for Albion 0, Swansea 1. Well, that's the end of my predictions for this weekend's Championship matches. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all again in another video.